Hi, my name is Michael Wignall. I'm the chef proprietor at the Angel at Hetton in North Yorkshire. So I did my training I'm from the north originally, so I did my training in Preston College, that's where I'm originally from, and then left there and then sort of got into chefing quite early, went living in Spain for a few years, and I've always been quite passionate about travel. I've been lucky enough with my parents to travel throughout the world when I was really young, so I've got a really good flavour of different flavours of food and different cultures and everything, so I've always been really interested in Asian cuisine and especially Japanese cuisine from a really early age. I just like the flavours, the style and the ethos, so I've always used it really in my cooking. So I've been at the Angel. We got the Angel with my business partner James Wellock 2 years exactly, mid-September, so we've been here just 2 years. The initial idea here was just to keep the Angel quite pubby, and as time goes by it's sort of evolved into something a little bit more than a pubby, but it is still a pub. You know, we've got a public bar, people come in with the dogs and everything and muddy boots and everything. We are in the Yorkshire Dales. It's still, you know, it's a really relaxed atmosphere. You know, I want it to be like that. The across the road is going to be slightly different, but you know, it's informal, relaxed, but somewhere where you can get good food. So I've always had a fascination with Japanese culture and the food as well. So for me, I've always used it in my cooking from a long time. You know, for probably the last at least 20 years. I just like the purity of it, the clean flavours. Everything's there for a reason, and how respected the ingredients are and the producers over there, what they do. You know, we use the same sort of ethos in the restaurant and wherever I've been, and you know, I work with farmers and things over in England, and I like them to be the same as well. You know, you can't create a fantastic dish with substandard ingredients, you know, so I want the same care going into the ingredients and the produce as what we do produced in a dish. There's so many things that I've never heard or never tasted. You know, I recently went to Japan about 3 years ago on it was meant to be a sort of wedding thing, but it wasn't really. It was more like a food tour, but it was a honeymoon, honestly. But you know, there was things there that I'd never tried before, and then obviously we bring them back into the restaurant, but then we utilise them and use them in our style of cuisine. So you're not sort of trying to, you know, do sushi or anything like that, but you're trying to use I use their ingredients to enhance what we already do. So there's just so many. You know, we're playing around with rice at the moment, differently, like Koshihikari rice, but we're overcooking it, then dehydrating it, then puffing it for a dessert, and then we've just done a dessert which I'll do today, an umeboshi, but instead of using Japanese plums and salting them, we're using English cherries and salting them. So, you know, the same procedures, but using produce from here, but using the techniques from Japan and the ingredients from Japan as well to enhance it. I think as a chef you've got to try things all the time, different things, and you haven't got to be afraid of a failure as well. I think that's how you sort of improve yourself and improve what you're doing. Something might not work the first time, or in 10 times it might not work, but just keep trying and keep taking things away or adding things. And so it's, we're always trying new ideas, new ingredients and things, or going back in time and thinking of things we did 20 years ago, but then using new ingredients to enhance what we did 20 years ago and things, and just keep improving and keep evolving. I think a lot of Japanese ingredients, they're so subtle that you don't necessarily taste them, but it just enhances, say for instance tomato ponzu or something like that, but putting a tiny drop into English tomatoes or something, or a dressing that you're doing, you can't exactly pinpoint, but it'll bring the flavour out even more into the main ingredient, and that's what it's all about in how I cook. Everything's on a plate for a reason. It's not just it's not there to look pretty and things like that. It's to enhance the main ingredients, and I think that's the most important thing with cooking. Not putting something on the plate to dominate the whole dish, but to enhance the other things that are surrounding it, and they all sort of marry together and enhance each other rather than overpower each other, and they're not sort of jostling for position on your tongue. They all complement each other.